So all these homes that we're looking at here right now are under threat of mining. It's important that we come over here to see what's happening and to understand what's really taking place.
We just arrived at the border of 172 and SML 173. And this is where the dust was coming from that Mr. Pinnock was talking about. And if you look over this way, you can see this heavy equipment moving closer and closer to the sacred ground and territory of Cockpit Country.
If you look right on the edge of that hill right there, you can see that that's somebody's farm. If you look, you can see banana trees in the top right there. You see cows. This is a farming community. People are being displaced.
Do you all think Prime Minister Holness understands the seriousness of what's happening here?
I don't think he understands what is going on here. Otherwise, probably he would be here because it's a serious thing.
There's a gentleman walking around pouring rum on everyone's hands out of respect for the ancestors and what they fought for the freedoms and to live on this land.
M for maroon. We saw two massive craters over that mountain just now that have been totally excavated. And there's a trail heading west, and this is heading directly towards the cockpits. As bearer of 1738 treaty with responsibility for the cockpits, it is my responsibility to attend to the voices of the people. So I'm here on the premise of what is happening in terms of mining. You well are aware of the contention around the Cockpit Country. The voices will come, so we just come for look. We just want to wake up the ancestors, pay them some tribute right now. Some want to knock it like you never knock it before. You understand? Aye. The Cockpit Country is Maroon territory. The treaty was signed in blood. The people will defend what's theirs. Money comes and money goes. This we only have once. We have to preserve it. We have to take care of it. We have to take a stand.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce Prime Minister Andrew Holness of Jamaica.
In an effort to get a definitive answer on the fate of SML 173, we reached out to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who declined our interview request, as did 3 other administration officials. But we tracked down Howard Mitchell, the former head of the Jamaica Bauxite Institute, which is a branch of the government that oversees the industry.
Between 2010 and 2016, I was chairman of the Jamaica Bauxite Institute.
What were some of the most significant benefits that came out of bauxite mining?
You could see and feel the money in the mining communities in the heyday, okay? The cars, the houses, and there was promise, but the question is whether the disadvantages outweigh the benefits. The philosophical position of successive governments weakens them as an advocate for the people, because their dependency on the tax take. When you do not have cash flow, when you don't have revenue, it causes you to make decisions which are short term. And we created devastated communities and dislocated families and towns.
Do you feel that the Jamaican government is addicted to bauxite mining?
We are being carried along by the momentum of history. You are taking out something that we can't replace. You're removing our soil, which is the heart and soul of a country. We are now extracting our own blood in order to pay our bills.
This is my grandfather.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hubert Isaac Dixon.
Yeah. My mother is here. My grandmother is over there.
This place seems to be very symbolic in that the ancestors are looking out on the very land that you're trying to protect.
Yeah, you're protecting a lineage that's far longer than my own existence. And for me, it just feels normal and natural to come and make that link.
When you're amongst the ancestors and you think of all that they've been through, believe you, it gives you more than strength to fight. When you know you have ancestors like we do, these people are coming right out of Maroons. These were the runaways. Warriors, we're the ones who burned the plantations. Don't play with us. It's a pact with the ancestors. We are still here because of them. We live in peace if you leave us with our land. You don't leave us with our land, we're not going to live in peace. It's as simple as that.
Should the mining companies violate the sovereignty, what do you intend to do?
We don't plan to just sit back and watch external parties violate and intrude on our lands, right? So we don't intend to sit around and watch that happen. What are we going to do? Maybe I can say that on camera.
We have to call upon our ancestors to give us back the strength to do what they have done in the past.
Our ancestor has shed his blood for us to live happy and free on this land. I don't think no man can value the cost of blood.
So we say no to mining, we mean no.
We don't want any mining in our cockpit. We need to preserve our cockpit.
It's not guns, spears, knives, and all-out bloody war. It doesn't mean it's not a war. The right of their land, the right of their sovereignty, the right of their freedom, it's all bottled up and tied up into this one single act of encroachment.
Three weeks after we left Jamaica, the government announced it was making 23 square miles of SML 173 unavailable for mining. But the government didn't specify which parts they took off the table or if the mining lease has actually been amended. Laranda was promised an additional mining lease elsewhere on the island as compensation. And all of SML 173 remains unprotected by the government's boundary, making it difficult to see these changes as a compromise, let alone a victory.